Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the July Alumni Online Program. For those of you who've completed their treatment at the Sunshine Coast Health Center up here in beautiful Powell River, BC. Alright, this month, I think we're going to talk about spirituality. So as usual, we'll give you 4 different topics, one each week, on what is spirituality. And the reason I chose this one is because I've just been informed that I've been asked, along with Dr. Ken Hart, one of Canada's foremost addiction experts, to write a chapter for this book it's called The Handbook of Psychology, Religion, and Spirituality. And Dr. Hart and I are doing the chapter on alcohol and substance abuse. So I was thinking about this. We got to write up 30 pages on this stuff, and I'm thinking, well, I guess we better figure out what spirituality is. That's usually how you start one of these things. So I was doing some research. This is from a 2008 book just published on advances in alcoholism treatment. So they were trying to tackle this. So they got a whole whack of definitions of what spirituality is, but I just thought I'd read you a couple. Here's one. A focus on the transcendent. Here's another one. The search for existential meaning. Well, I don't know about you, but that doesn't help me very much. I have no idea really what any of that stuff means. Anyway, they were all written out by some psychologist somewhere. Yeah. So at any rate, Dr. Hart and I are stuck, right? We got to figure out what to write about spirituality and how it relates to addiction, and yet no one really even knows what spirituality is. So I was thinking about this, and I remember last month in Edmonton at the roadshow, it was kind of interesting. We spent the entire afternoon talking about these weird things that happen with people in recovery. You know those things, I don't know if you had this experience, but something happens to you, and then a little while later, the exact same thing maybe in a different form appears. I'll give you an example here. One of the fellows was talking about he had heard from his sponsor. His sponsor told him to do something and quoted something out of the big book or something. And then that night he went and rented a movie, and they used the exact same words to describe it. Or another fellow talked about he was just rolling along in his truck way up north and noticed this fire by this guy's house. So be there at the right time at the right place, jumped out of the truck and went and helped the guy put out the fire, and the fellow was so thankful that he invited him for supper the next day. And it turns out that this guy actually has one of the biggest, I'm not sure exactly, guiding outfits or something, and asked the alumnus, would you like a job? So he has this tailor-made job for him, just popping out of the blue. Without that fire, he wouldn't even have known this guy existed. Little things like that, right? And a lot of the other fellows were popping up with some of these weird coincidences that were happening in their lives. And even the guys who said they didn't even believe in God or anything started wondering about this stuff, right? And these are all pretty fascinating stuff. And a lot of the guys there concluded that there must be something bigger, right? Something that they can't see, but something is going on in the world that it somehow makes sense, except they don't really get it. They're just glimpsing it now and again. And interestingly enough, the guys with really good recovery were saying that these kinds of coincidences were happening more frequently as they got more recovery in their lives. So that was pretty fascinating. But all of them at the roadshow, or at least most of them, seemed to suggest that maybe there was something bigger going on in the universe, something that wasn't immediately apparent to anyone. And I think maybe this might be what spirituality is all about, right? There's something going on, something that's there, but that just we haven't opened our eyes to it. And maybe spirituality is learning how to open our eyes and connect with whatever this thing is. At any rate, something to think about. So, as always, we have our online program. Send it in. And I'm going to ask you for a special favor. If you could let us know if you're finding these little videos in the online program useful for you, or how we could improve them. And that'd be a really great help for you. Because I know myself, well, I usually end up boring myself. So, anyway, that'll be a great help. So, anyway, that's it for this week, and we'll talk to you next week.